Welcome to my channel. I would like to talk a little bit about perception. How often do we stress over something before we really have all the details? Or we are absolutely convinced of an issue only to find out later on that we were wrong? Let me read to you a poem, and I have my laptop. It is by Valerie Cox, and it is called The Cookie Thief. And you may be familiar with it, but bear with me as some may not be. And it says, a woman was waiting at an airport one night with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shops, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man sitting beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she munched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half as he ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, ooh, brother, this guy has some nerve and he's also rude. Why, he didn't even show any gratitude. She had never known when she had been so galled, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sat in her seat. Then she sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. There was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are here, she moaned in despair. The others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize, she realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. This is such a great poem because it talks about perception and judging a situation without having all the facts, or thinking that you have all the facts. And, there's the old saying, there's always two sides to a story, or not all that glitters is gold, or looks can be deceiving. So perception is not reality. Perception is kind of a story made up of assumptions, interpretations, and filter memories. And I say filter because you and I can be together and go through an experience together, but based on our biases and values and beliefs and prejudices, unless we know all the details, we may walk away with completely two different perceptions of what happened. Let me share with you my cookie thief story. Right after I get out of the service, and I get out in Pensacola, Florida, that was my last duty station. I moved to Northern Virginia, the Fairfax County area. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, I had an interview. So I was driving early in the morning to the interview. I did not know the area very well, no GPS. So I had a map and I had my directions written down on a piece of paper. If you're familiar with Northern Virginia, the traffic is extremely tight. It is very congested. And I was heading towards the airport, towards the Arlington, Crystal City area. So we are driving and going about 5, maybe 10 miles an hour. Extremely tight, very slow. And from time to time, I look down at my directions, I look at the map. And at one point, as I'm looking down, all of a sudden, I get hit from behind. And I was stunned. The car behind me just hit me, and we are moving maybe 5, 10 miles an hour. So I gave him the old unhappy driver body language. And I was looking in the rearview mirror as I did that, and he just very calmly took another sip of his coffee. So as I'm just giving him the arms and shaking my head, I happened to look to the side out the window and I realized that we were on an uphill. He had not hit me. I rolled back and hit him. You know, as humans, we are for the most part a very proud species. And we need to get to the point where we can be okay being proven wrong and admitting that we are wrong. It doesn't take away from us. It actually makes us more likable, more attractive, more assertive looking, more confident. And people will trust a person that is willing to say that they were wrong. And humans are also quick to form an opinion. That is why we say the first impressions matter. It's like the first 20 or 30 seconds. You have that amount of time to really make a good impression. And yes, but at the same time, we don't want to make very important decisions based on first impressions. We want to make sure that we have as much information and as many details as possible. Same goes with people. Don't stop on that first impression. You know, get to know the person. Dig a little bit. There's a Danish philosopher called Soren Kierkegaard, and he wrote, "Once you label me, you negate me." So a wise person remains humble, flexible, teachable, open to communication, open to conversations, to a difference of opinion, to different point of views, because that is how we grow and that is how we move forward as a person, as a community, and as a nation. I hope this helped you. Don't live your life and walk away and be comfortable with just having a perception of something or someone. Invest the time to get to know that person. Invest the time to get to know the details of a thing before you form an opinion. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing in your social media this video. Also, I have put below my email address in case some of you would like to share something with me that you'd rather do privately. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe below in the box or right here where you see my photo. Just click on it. It is free and you only have to subscribe once. And right next to the box below, there's also a little bell that if you click on that, every time that I upload a video, you will be notified. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.